Yes or no? Stay away.
Yes, what happened? Stay away for what?
You're getting ready to get a shock in your life. Stay away. I'm gonna show you I ain't playing with you no more. See, one thing you don't know about me, Michael, you can't manipulate a woman that's strong and been strong all her life.
Whatever.
Angela has been a household name for 90 days. Fiancé fans, her relationship with Michael Issa Sammy was filled with constant fights. Angela's temper and controlling behavior were constantly on display, and many fans began to express concern for Michael, who often appeared overwhelmed and trapped in the relationship, but in a shocking twist that no one saw coming. Angela's abusive behavior has finally caught up with her after years of mistreating Michael. Angela has now been sentenced to hard labor, a decision that has left fans stunned and wondering how things escalated to this point. What led to Angela's shocking downfall from reality TV queen to court sentencing? Let's dive into it. Angela Deem and Michael Issa Sammy seemed like an unlikely pair, and their relationship faced constant hurdles, cultural differences, age gaps, and the popular visa issues. But as much as people were curious about how their relationship would unfold, it was Angela's unfiltered behavior that kept them hooked. She quickly gained a reputation for being outspoken, never holding back on her opinions, and defending herself sometimes to the point of aggression. For some people, she was an honest woman who didn't sugarcoat things, while others saw a pattern of toxic behavior. However, a darker side of Angela began to emerge. What at first seemed like a strong personality turned into something much more problematic. Angela's controlling tendency started to surface, especially when it came to her treatment of Michael. She would often dominate conversations, speaking over him, dismissing his feelings, and making decisions on his behalf. This wasn't just a typical back and forth that happens in any relationship. It was the beginning of a much more toxic dynamic. Angela's forceful nature began crossing lines that left viewers uncomfortable, but as the cameras continued rolling, Angela's attitude morphed into something far more sinister. As the seasons went on, her behavior took a serious turn for the worse. Angela's public outbursts became a staple of the show. Whether she was yelling at Michael for not answering the phone quickly enough or berating him for not following her demands, there were different instances where she would lash out at him in front of the cameras, using insults and threats as her primary way of communicating. On more than one occasion, she even threatened to cut off his financial support, or worse, block his chances of obtaining a visa to the US, while Angela often used his immigration status against him, reminding him that his dream of moving to America was essentially in her hands. She used that power to get what she wanted, whether it was Michael staying in Nigeria longer than planned, or giving in to her every demand. Fans were very angry when she would belittle Michael, calling him names, questioning his loyalty, and reducing him to tears. On multiple occasions, one more shocking moment came when Angela tore into Michael for not showing her enough attention, going so far as to question his manhood in front of a stunned audience.
Tell Michael, answer the door.
Renee, well, that's all right. We'll just tow the car. You see that car? It's my car.
I'm out. She's
How about that?
taking your car apart.
My car.
Michael, come on, Michael.
I paid for this car, bitch. Tell him I'll break the windows next. You got the wrong mother.
Angela's actions were taking a serious toll on Michael, not just emotionally, but professionally. Michael had dreams of building a better life for himself, with the hope that one day he could provide for his family in Nigeria. However, Angela's abusive behavior started to have real-world consequences beyond the TV drama. According to insider reports, Michael lost several job offers and even partnerships because of Angela's unpredictable nature and public meltdowns. Employers and potential business partners were hesitant to get involved with him, fearing that Angela's behavior would create problems they didn't want to be associated with the toxicity that surrounded her. It didn't stop at job offers either. Michael also missed out on lucrative endorsement deals because companies didn't want the negative press that came with Angela's reputation. Brands were aware of being linked to the drama and chaos that followed her, and as a result, Michael's career prospects began to slip through his fingers. Angela's constant interference didn't just damage his professional reputation, it made it impossible for him to move forward in his career. With every outburst and public argument, Angela pushed Michael further away from achieving the independence he so desperately wanted, while Angela enjoyed the spotlight Michael was paying. The price for her outbursts, his decision to fight back against Angela, was not an easy one, but it became a necessary step. As her emotional abuse escalated for years, Michael had tolerated Angela's verbal and emotional attacks, often trying to de-escalate situations or simply endure them. But as Angela's control tightened, he reached a breaking point. The decision to take legal action wasn't just about standing up for himself, it was about reclaiming his life. Michael filed a lawsuit against Angela, accusing her of emotional abuse, harassment, and manipulation. It was a bold move that marked the beginning of a long, complicated legal battle.
Angela, sit, come on.
Angela, chill down and respect us, please.
Yara, shut up. You have no. You don't know what I do.
Sit down and respect
Why don't you
us.
sit me
You
down?
are
bitch?
unrespectful.
Sit me down.
Sit down.
me down.
Sit down and have some respect
You
for
don't know what I've
everybody.
been. I don't respect
I
no
don't
one.
care, dude.
And
I don't
either.
care.
And I didn't shut your mouth.
Guys,
Just
what
like
is going on? I don't care. Sit down.
Go and get your seat, pig.
She painted herself as the victim, claiming that Michael had manipulated her, not the other way around. Angela's defense leaned heavily on the idea that she was just being her usual fiery self, dismissing Michael's allegations as exaggerated. But as the case moved forward, the evidence against Angela began to pile up. Not only did Michael testify to years of emotional torment, but others close to the couple also came forward, providing testimonies that painted a clear picture of the toxic environment Angela had created. Witnesses recalled numerous instances of Angela's outburst. Moments that were both public and private. Friends of Michael testified about how Angela would frequently threaten to cut off his financial support or sabotage Azza's visa process if he didn't comply with her demands. Production staff from 90 Day Fiancé also provided insight into the behind-the-scenes tension between Angela and Michael, confirming that her aggressive behavior wasn't just for the cameras, it was real, and it was relentless. The court was presented with footage from the show as well, highlighting moments where Angela belittled and humiliated Michael in front of millions of viewers. It became clear that Angela's behavior went beyond entertainment. It was a shut your mouth when the court finally reached a verdict. It was one that shocked everyone. Angela Deem was sentenced to hard labor for her behavior toward Michael. The judge didn't hold back, condemning Angela's actions in harsh terms. According to court insiders, the judge emphasized that her conduct was not only emotionally damaging to Michael, but also dangerous, as it set a precedent for manipulative relationships being normalized on national television. The judge stated that Angela's punishment needed to serve as a lesson in humility, something Angela had clearly lacked in her years on 90 Day Fiancé. The sentence itself was grueling. Angela would be required to complete a huge amount of hard labor, including manual work, and community service report suggested that she would be assigned tasks such as cleaning public areas, working in shelters, and even doing construction labor in underprivileged communities. The idea behind the sentence was not only to punish, but to strip Angela of the power and control she had so often wielded over Michael. Instead of being the dominant force in her relationship, she would now be serving others, performing physically demanding tasks that would test her both mentally and physically. Meanwhile, fans' reaction to Angela's sentencing was crazy. Social media platforms were flooded with comments supporting the court's decision, praising the judge for not allowing Angela to escape the consequences of her actions. A person commented saying, "Unequal justice for the rich and famous versus the rest of us. She should be imprisoned for domestic abuse and fraud." Another one wrote, "She needs to be locked up. Justice has not been served. She needs psychological help." And then some, "He needs to do what she did to him."
The reason why I left Angie house is because it's very, very sad. I feel like I'm an unwanted guest. Like I wasn't treated like I'm a husband.
It's clear that he is beginning to carve out a new path for himself, one that no longer revolves around the drama and chaos that Angela brought into his life professionally. Michael is already looking toward the future with a renewed sense of purpose. He's refocusing on his career goals and rebuilding the connections he lost during his time with Angela. It's been reported that several opportunities are coming his way now that he's no longer tied to the toxic story that surrounded their relationship, while Angela's presence often overshadowed Michael's own ambitions. He now has the freedom to pursue projects and partnerships without the baggage of their past. This shift has allowed Michael to reconnect with his family and friends in Nigeria, who have been a source of strength for him throughout this difficult process. Emotionally, the scars of his relationship with Angela are still healing. Years of emotional manipulation and public ridicule took a toll on Michael's mental health. It's clear that being in such a toxic environment drained him in ways he's only now starting to understand. However, stepping away from Angela has opened the door for him to begin the healing process. Michael has sought therapy to work through the emotional abuse he endured and is focusing on self-care. This period of healing is helping him regain his sense of self-worth and move on from the trauma of his relationship. One of the most powerful outcomes of Michael's decision to speak out against Angela is the way his bravery has resonated with others who have faced abuse. Fans who once saw Michael as a passive participant in Angela's outburst now recognize the courage it took for him to stand up to her. His willingness to confront the abuse head-on has made him a symbol of resilience for many who have been in similar situations. Angela, on the other hand, faces a much more uncertain future with her hard labor sentence looming. Many people are questioning whether this will be the end of her time in the spotlight or if there's a possibility for redemption. While Angela has always been known for her unapologetic nature, it's unclear whether this punishment will lead to any real change in her behavior if she takes responsibility for her actions and uses this time to reflect. There may be a chance for her to rebuild her image. However, given Angela's track record, there are serious doubts about whether she's capable of such introspection. But do you guys think Angela deserved this punishment, or should she have gotten something harsher? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to hit subscribe for more updates, and we'll catch you in the next one.